Debt is either your most obedient servant or your most relentless landlord, and the difference comes down to whether you've ever asked it to behave. Most people set up a minimum payment, forget about it, and then wonder why 5 years later the balance looks exactly the same, just with a slightly different font on the statement. We're living in a moment where automation is being applied to everything from grocery orders to therapy sessions. Yet somehow, the average person is still manually deciding each month whether to throw an extra $50 at their student loan or just buy the shoes. The psychological weight of that repeated decision is not trivial. Behavioral economists call it decision fatigue, and it is quietly bankrupting people who are otherwise completely competent with money. Here's the engine running underneath all of this. When repayment is manual, it competes with every other want in your life at the exact moment your dopamine system is most activated. Automating it removes the negotiation entirely, the same way autopilot doesn't ask the plane if it feels like maintaining altitude today. The tension, though, and this is where it gets genuinely interesting, is that rigid automation can actually punish you for doing well. If you automate a fixed extra payment every month and then receive a bonus, an inheritance, or a surprise tax refund, that windfall has no lane to travel into unless you've deliberately built one. This is what financial planners call the set it and forget it trap, and it's the silent killer of accelerated payoff timelines. You built a system that protects you from your worst self, but accidentally locked out your best self too. The historical pattern here is almost comedic in how consistent it is. People automate, feel proud, stop thinking about their debt, and then hold a check for $2,000 for 3 weeks because they don't have a clear protocol for what to do with it. The windfall sits in checking, gets nibbled at, and eventually disappears into the great undocumented abyss of daily spending. What actually works, and this is well documented in debt payoff research, is a tiered automation structure where your baseline payment runs on rails every single month without you touching it, but you maintain what's called an open allocation layer for irregular income. Think of it like a river with a steady current and a floodgate you can open when it rains. The misconception worth addressing head on is that flexibility means weakness or lack of commitment. Flexibility in a repayment system is not an escape hatch, it's a design feature. The same way a suspension system in a car isn't there because the engineers expected bad driving, it's there because roads are unpredictable. Practically speaking, the move is to automate at a level that is sustainable, even in a bad month, maybe 70 or 80% of what you could theoretically pay, and then create a literal calendar reminder, not a vibe, an actual recurring event, to evaluate windfalls on the first of every month. That meeting with yourself takes 6 minutes and could shave years off your payoff date. The emotional discipline required here is underrated and honestly kind of boring, which is exactly why it works. Markets, windfalls, bonuses, and tax seasons don't care about your conviction. They care about whether you had a system ready when they showed up. There's also an irony hiding in plain sight. The people who are most resistant to automation are often the ones who most need it because they believe their willpower is the asset. Willpower is not an asset, it's a depletable resource. And debt repayment is a long game played over years, not a sprint fueled by motivation. Position sizing matters here just as much as it does in investing. Don't automate so aggressively that a single bad month causes you to pause the system, because pausing the system is how the habit breaks. Smaller, consistent, automated payments that never stop will outperform large, erratic payments that depend on you feeling financially inspired. The philosophical takeaway is simple but easy to dismiss. The system you build in a calm moment of clarity will always outperform the decision you make in a stressful or excited moment. Discipline is just good architecture for your future self. You don't have to be certain about your income, your timeline, or your next windfall. You just have to build a structure that handles both the expected and the unexpected with equal grace. Comfort with any outcome starts with a plan that doesn't require the outcome to be perfect. And if you want help building that structure, whether it's through real estate investing, home contracting work, or connecting with the right lenders, check out our links in the description below.